Hello everyone, welcome back to Just Invest Today. And today Michael Burry just released his 13F filings. Man, he actually did it. He finally bought Alibaba and JD.com. This just confirms how cheap these companies are. We know Michael Burry is very worried about the economy and what's happening. So if he's buying, he thinks these companies are super cheap. Remember, he just came out and said to sell. So why would he say sell in this economy while buying Alibaba and JD.com? It has to be because they are super cheap right now, in his opinion. So we're going to get into this video. We're going to talk about it because I've been seeing what he's been seeing. Before we talk about China and Alibaba and JD.com, like this video and subscribe to my channel. We're going to look at the activity of Michael Burry because it's very interesting. And we know he goes in and out of companies. So just knowing this, he could actually be buying Alibaba and just selling it out next quarter if he sees a big run up after earnings. Because remember, Alibaba earnings are coming out. And remember, Alibaba has been talking about how they're going to become more efficient. They're going to generate more free cash flow this year. So we can probably see a big jump in earnings this year, especially when China is opening up. Man, there's so many catalysts coming out of China. They increase liquidity in Ant Financial. So we can see the bullish sentiment with China right now. Maybe he's looking at it in those terms right now, but we'll see what happens next quarter if he sells or he's actually keeping this as a long-term position, because he does do that as well. Looking at the two main buys for Q4, we can see Alibaba and JD.com. He got a 9% position of his portfolio into Alibaba and 9% into JD.com, the two Chinese companies. He sold out of Geo, he sold out of Curate, CoreCivic, Aerojet. He is known to go in and out of these companies very, very fast. We can't take these Q4 earnings of Michael Burry as saying that he's holding these for the long term. And when you think about Michael Burry's position in Alibaba and JD.com, these companies had huge run-ups in their stock price. So he might have already probably sold out. Remember that he bought in Q4, and Q4 is around October 1st to the end of December. And if you look at the stock price for Alibaba, it's insane. If he actually bought at a good time, man, he's up big already. So Q4 13F filings around October 1st to December 30th. So he could have bought it at any price during this time, $80 all the way down to $65. Imagine he bought it at $63 and made this huge run all the way up to like 120, 87% return if he bought it at that price, which is insane. You could have had it at $80 and sold it around here, 41% return. Who knows what he's doing with his position, but he has a lot of time to buy it at these single digit 71, 80, 80, 90. He probably bought it around probably $80, $90, which is really good. Probably got lower knowing Michael Burry around $70 around this mark. But who knows really, but he probably got it at a really good price. Michael Burry has literally been telling us how cheap China is and that you should be buying China right now. Look at this tweet that he tweeted out. China markets are having an America in early 2009 moment. Fear and uncertainty are peaking or close to it, but China is too important to America. 20x Russia. So he's basically telling you that what America did to Russia, it cannot happen to China because it's 20x more important. America cannot effectively fight or sanction China without spiting itself nearly as severely, just as King James. So he's literally telling you right now how cheap the China market is. Imagine buying stocks in 2008 and 2009 and what the returns you would have. That's what Michael Burry is basically predicting with these amazing companies. If you actually look at the GDP growth of China and what it's been doing over the past decade, it doesn't deserve a 2009 treatment. If you're looking at these stocks through Michael Burry's eyes, you can see why he thinks China is so undervalued at this point. Other reasons why Michael Burry can be just really bullish on the Chinese market right now of Baba and JD.com. There's so much pent-up demand to spend, as during the whole pandemic, people were able to save. People are expecting to have revenge spending from the Chinese as they're going to go crazy as all the markets have basically opened up for them. They can go around, they can travel, they can do what they want. So that's a big plus for the Chinese market. Also, the government wants to improve GDP growth and it's looking at the Chinese market, the big tech names to do that. You can see that Tencent is getting gaming licenses now. You can see that it's putting money into Ant Financial. Ant Financial is able to actually expand its market, expand its credit worthiness. Alibaba is talking about how it's going to improve its efficiency now as it's going to generate more free cash flow going forward. Right now, Alibaba is at a 5% yield, 14 billion on a $275 billion market cap. And that's a low base because the zero COVID policy and people weren't spending. What happens when it returns to that 29 billion? Alibaba is really worth like a $700 to $800 billion market cap as cloud is expected to expand, as the GDP growth is expected to expand, international growth in the Chinese market. There's so many levers to pull at financial, improving its business. Guys, there's so much to like about Alibaba and even JD.com, but it's gonna come slowly. Mutual funds are expected to put $148 billion of net inflows into Chinese companies, which is a huge positive. As we've seen in 2022, everyone was fleeing the market because they were afraid that the Chinese government was gonna crash and kill every single company. So the sentiment is turning in that sphere. So we can understand why Michael Burry is so bullish on China. What's your thoughts on Michael Burry buying Alibaba and JD.com? Is this big news? Is this little news? Does it matter? Does it not matter? Guys, tell me what you think down below. Like this video and subscribe to my channel. Peace.